right, here we go on this Wednesday evening. We're getting this uploaded a little bit later than usual, but I've been tracking some heavy, gusty storms across the area. Welcome to Weather for Weather Geeks. Today's severe weather event, for the most part, really didn't transpire that much in a lot of our area, although we've had a couple of warnings over the last couple of hours, and certainly some gusty winds in some parts of the area. But aside from the storm threat today, of course, the other big story was how warm it was. We told you we would probably break a record today, and yes, indeed, we did. The old record's 79 degrees. Today we hit 81 degrees at the Youngstown Warren Airport at about 2:30 this afternoon. That previous record dates back to 2010. Now, this is the earliest 80-degree temperature in the spring season since it was 80 back in late March in 2012. So it's been 11 years since we've had a temperature this warm this early in the season. Records were broken in a lot of places today. How about 85 at Zanesville, Wheeling, Pittsburgh, Morgantown, 87. Even Du Bois along I-80 in Pennsylvania, not exactly one of the warmest spots usually in our area. I think the old record there was something like 76, so they just absolutely crushed the record over there at Du Bois in west central PA. So yeah, quite a remarkable day today, even a little bit muggy, with dew points getting up into the 60s for parts of the day. Quick look at some of the rainfall totals as of a little after 8 o'clock, approaching 1 inch in some of our western viewing area, including a rain gauge over in western Portage County around Kent and Ravenna, checking in over an inch. Generally, a quarter of an inch or so as an average, higher amounts north, lower amounts south. We'll update these totals certainly before the evening is through, because the rain is not done with us just yet. Let's show you the radar, what it looked like when I recorded this video at 8:01. We still had some pockets of heavy rain with some lightning and thunder and some puffs of strong wind in parts of Lawrence and Mercer counties. But the severe thunderstorm warnings that were in effect for parts of our area earlier on have since expired. Again, as of this recording, a handful of warnings down towards Pittsburgh. But for the most part, the showers that pushed in to central Ohio and then into northern Ohio during the middle of the afternoon today, there was some lightning and thunder here and there, but they were mostly showers, and what they did was they kind of stabilized the atmosphere some and prevented a larger scale severe weather outbreak for a lot of the Buckeye State today. You know, we were in an enhanced level 3 risk for severe weather for a lot of Ohio today. This did not live up to a level 3 type of a situation. I'll show you the storm reports. This is not what you would expect out of an enhanced risk, certainly. Yes, there were some reports of wind damage, some trees down here and there, especially along I-71 in southwest Ohio and along I-70 in central and east central Ohio. Northwest Ohio around Toledo had some gusty storms earlier, but yeah, it's nothing like we had last Saturday or the Saturday before that. All right, so things are winding down locally this evening. There can still be some rain, of course, as we head through the overnight. This cold front extends all the way down into the deep south, and there's a big temperature change, of course, on the other side of the front. Now, ahead of it, we're still in the 80s at 8 o'clock in the evening in April in Charleston and Morgantown. But we're down to 64 locally, 61 Columbus, and it's in the 40s in Chicago, and that's the air mass, of course, that's heading our way as we head through the night. My Futurecast is not loading data, but it would show you that there would be some spotty showers overnight, and I think a little light rain will try to reemerge as we go into tomorrow morning. It's going to be a pretty gloomy Thursday. I've taken out the possibility of any appreciable sunshine by the afternoon on our Thursday. I think clouds are going to win the battle, and temperatures will struggle. We'll bottom out in the upper 40s tonight and then maybe rise a couple of degrees tomorrow. That should be about it. And yes, there can be a little light rain even on our Thursday morning, especially in areas around and south and east of Youngstown. The farther north you are, lower the chances of having a little light rain, but I think it can certainly rain lightly for a chunk of the morning in places like Lisbon and Salem and Columbiana and East Liverpool and East Palestine, Newcastle, heading over towards Grove City as well. The clouds will thin out, though, by Friday, and then smooth sailing, of course, for the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. If you're a golf fan, this front stalling to the south will be of interest to you because, of course, the Masters tournament takes place in Augusta, Georgia, starting tomorrow and takes place through the weekend, and it's going to be pretty gloomy after tomorrow. Friday, pretty cloudy, some showers around, a cold rain at times on Saturday. Might try to clear out by Sunday down in Augusta, but if you're going to be following the Masters, yuck. Especially Saturday. That's round 3 is going to be a borderline washout, although they're probably not going to see much thunder and lightning at all. It's more of just a cold rain. Back here at home, though, we've got a great weekend ahead, including for Easter Sunday. If you're heading off to services early, mid-30s, 8 o'clock in the morning on our Sunday, and 63 or so by the afternoon. And look how far above the average we will be as we go into next week. I mean, when you consider our averages are in the upper 50s to around 60, it's going to be possible to see some upper 70s to around 80 a few times as we go into the longer range. So everything's going to be greening up. Everyone's going to be mowing before you know it, if you haven't already. And spring is really going to kick into full gear over the next week to 2 weeks. And what happens beyond that, a little more of a question mark. A lot of the longer range modeling would suggest that the pattern starts to moderate some, turn a little bit more seasonable, I should say, during the second half of April. But, you know, we've been fooled so many times by weeks 3 and 4 being shown on the modeling to be cooler that I'll take it with a grain of salt, that data right now. In the meantime, opening day, both up in Cleveland and in Pittsburgh on Friday. The Guardians forecast as they take on the Mariners, about a 4:05 p.m. first pitch. It's going to be chilly, but it will be generally sunny. Temperatures in the middle 40s in Cleveland. It'll be warmer in Pittsburgh for the Buccos. Home opener Friday afternoon, probably 50 to 55. So definitely a little bit of a chill in the air in both locations, but especially up in Cleveland. If you're heading up to the Guardians home opener, it will be jacket, wind, sweater weather for sure. Warming trend in store for the rest of that opening weekend, taking us into Saturday and Easter Sunday. Thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you back here on Thursday.